Good morning, guys. Today the only thing I have to get done is the garage, and that's because I need to build the two cabinets and get rid of the boxes because tonight is the last garbage day before the first party this weekend. Before that, I'm going to tackle a lot of the electrical, if not all of it. One thing I have to figure out is how to get this light on. I could have sworn that I've had it on before, and I thought it was controlled by this last rocker switch. Nothing happens, and the chain for the light, which is the left one, is stuck. So I don't know if it's stuck on or off. It was just last night that I discovered it. I swapped out the old fluorescence that was in there for an LED, so I know it's not the bulb, but I need to get up there, get back the ladder, because I put it away already, and see what's up with that chain. See if that's in the on or off position, and then figure out what this switch does. I can't remember if I had figured it out before or not. It may be for an outlet in the room, but none of them are upside down, and I don't believe, wait, is that one? Okay, that one's upside down. And the switch is off, so that's, now I can't remember if it's the upper or the lower that's controlled. Let's see. I think the bottom was always hot, so if this is off, then that's the one. Nope, that's still on. All right, so it's not controlling that outlet, which means something was changed, because originally I guess that one was a switch controlled outlet, but it's not now. There isn't any other. Is there? Wait a minute. Light, fan, light. No, that's in the off position too. No idea what this switch does either. Interesting. There's an outlet here. No, that's right side up. That one's right side up. That one's right side up. So I have no clue what those two switches are. Maybe they were like options for the house and nothing was ever done with them. But that means I've got one extra caseta switch, which I'll just return to Lowe's, I guess, or Home Depot. I've got receipts for both, and Amazon. Doesn't matter. So I'm guessing that bulb or that socket is the problem. Probably, since the chain is kind of frozen, it's probably the actual pull switch. And it's probably just on its, single circuit, just like the other two fans. So you've got the light and the fan controls by the chains. And the switch for this does work. It does power that by the switch. So I think I'm okay with just doing these two. These do the first sets of can lights, and those are on a 4-way. I've also got the other switches for this circuit in the guest hallway and the master bath. So those two will get remotes. This will be the main switch. This will be a fan switch. I just won't do this one, and I won't do the other one by the fireplace, since they just don't do anything as far as I can tell. So then I'll just figure out that light whenever I get out there. But that's my theory anyway. And then I'm debating on whether or not to do this guest bathroom. I think I might now, just because I've been using it just as my normal bathroom, even though, I've got half the master. Sometimes we're in there at the same time, and, I like having my own space. That's just it. It's just for, some things. I still like the sink and everything I've got over in the master bath, but I think I'll probably put one switch in here for the lights, one here for the guest hallway, two in that bank, two for the light banks in the master bath. I won't do the fans. There's no point in spending $50 to automate a fan. And let's see, 3 of these. 2 are lights. That one they're on one. Fan lights are one, and the fan circuit is a separate switch. So 3 here. I'm not doing the fireplace. We are probably never going to use it. It's not worth again, spending money on automating. I'm not going, stupid crazy and just putting in stuff because I can. I didn't do the washer and dryer because it costs $50 each. And all you get is the ability to ask your smart home how much time is left in the washer and how much time is left in the dryer. That's all you get for $100. Not worth it whatsoever. If it had some other features built in that added, real convenience, you could give it commands or, I don't know, something to get something out of $100. I'm all for it. But we don't live in some huge house where it takes 10 minutes to get to the washer and dryer. I can just go look. So not doing that, There's a whole bunch of other smart home stuff that I'm not doing just for the same reason. There wouldn't be any point to it. This room's all done. I'm not doing the office because, like I discovered up there, that fan is just not wired into a switch. Never has been, and probably never will be. So they do have fan controller units that just go inline or inside the fan. And basically they just take the place of the fan remote control. They become a smart controlled remote. So they do the same thing as this through the smart home. So I'll do that instead of one of these switches. And now these will just, this one still doesn't do anything, or that one, I can't remember. One of them doesn't do anything. It's not wired into anything. And then one of them controls the outlet behind here, which I just have one of my sensors plugged into. So that's always gonna stay on. So that makes 3 switches in the house that aren't wired in to anything. My guess is, like I said, it was some kind of option when the house was built, and they just put in the switches in case anybody wants to use them or actually put in the options. That's my best guess. But as far as I can tell, they are not physically wired into anything. So beyond that, got to build the studio, just move stuff. That's no big deal. God, I love how those speakers turned out. Can't wait to get that wired up. That's probably gonna be the last thing I do, like tomorrow afternoon or evening, is set the home theater up. The only thing I'm really worried about with that is how the sub is gonna sound. Ideally, in a real dedicated theater room or setup for audio, you do what's called a sub crawl to find the best physical placement for your sub, because it makes a big difference to the way it sounds. The way the room reacts to the bass, the waves, the physical waves, is just astoundingly different from one spot to another. Short version of the story. What you do is you take the physical subwoofer and you put it where you're going to be sitting. So you would put it literally on the couch, put like a board down or something to simulate the floor, but you put it at ear level where you would be sitting. And then you literally get on your hands and knees and crawl around the room. And you're listening. You put on some bass heavy music, something you're familiar with, something that has a lot of even tones. And you just walk around the room and you listen for what spots sound the best. You want a nice flat bass response. You don't want it peaky or boomy, and you don't want it missing. So when you find spots that work well, you put a little piece of tape on the floor. And when you're done, those spots that you marked with the pieces of tape, those are the best positions for sitting in that spot to place your subwoofer. That's all there is to it. It's kind of the reverse of how you actually listen. You can put a subwoofer in one particular spot and then walk all around the room and figure out where you want to sit, but you don't do it that way. You figure out where you want to sit first, so you do it in reverse. However, this room has very, very limited placement. I might have 1 or 2 spots over on this side that I could place it. I'm going to have the most leeway on this side of where I can place it. The main loudspeaker is going to sit out about here. foot and a half or so from the wall to give it the best sound. And matching one will be right about where the dog bed is there. So I'll have leeway all behind it, or here along the wall, or anywhere. Well, not here, this is where the bar stools will be. Anywhere back here, and anywhere along the back wall. You know, that is possible. If need be, if I absolutely have to, I can run a sub signal wire along the ceiling and, you know, drop another exit box somewhere down near the floor. I really don't want to, but it is possible. So I'm really hoping that somewhere along this back slot sounds good enough. I use a Spectrum Analyzer app on my phone, which approximates doing the sub crawl. So that's what I'm going to do, and you know, we'll see how it sounds. But that's the plan in my head anyway. I'm just really hoping that it works out somewhere along here, because that is aesthetically pleasing and will be very easy to wire, because I already have, oh, son of a, that's what I forgot to run, is my sub signal wire, which I wanted to run through this wall. Oh, wonderful. I have to get up in the attic again. Oh, crap on a stick. Okay, well, that doesn't make me happy. Anyway, I'm gonna get going on some electrical work. Crap. Whoo, boy, do I have a tingle in my fingers. Wanna guess why? Oh, turned off the wrong circuit. Whew. That'll wake you up. Okay, I've got everything wired up except the garage. Studio's in. Oh, no, I totally forgot this bank. Huh. Okay, almost ready for a function check. The outside can lights and patio fan circuit, and presumably patio fan light circuit. Guest hall, remote for the three-way. This will be where another remote for the three-way goes. Just got them capped off for a function check. And master bathroom, 2 light circuits. Okay, so, well, I'll go ahead and check all this right now. This is the main one I'm concerned about. It's the 4-way, not a 3-way. Not 100% sure I have it wired right. We'll see. Well, nothing tripped, so that's a good sign. Let's test the studio. You know, I bet I know why this one isn't working. There was a strange bridge wire, and I noticed it in another circuit too. And I thought it was going one way. It's probably going the other. So the common is feeding from this switch, which isn't doing anything, to this one. So I just need to put that back in. Well, I think I might have these wired right. Let's see. I'm not sure if they default to on or off. Okay, that's on. This is the fan circuit. Turning off. Alexa, stop. Let's see if that winds down. Looks like it is. Okay, that one's good. This is the 4-way. Got power there, so that's a good sign. Turning off. Sweet. First try. Okay, so that means both remote hookups are good. I'll just put the cover plate on the one and the remote and cover plate on that. Bathroom, lights are on. Circuit number 1. Let's try 2. Yep, okay. Let's check these. Master lights work. Shower lights work. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm getting used to this electrical stuff now. Okay, let's see. 3 switches to go. Oh, crap. You know what? I gotta buy another one because I forgot about the garage. I am gonna put those 24 feet of LED strips out there. Do I have another strip? That is another switch. That is the question. I don't think I do. I thought I miscounted one way, and it looks like I miscounted the other. I've only got 3 left. They're all going to be eaten up by this bank. Got 2 light circuits in the living room here, and the fan. Yeah, so that's 3. I don't have any left up here. Lots of plates to throw out. And this is all I got left in here. Yep, just the 3. So, I've got to run out a bit later. Got to go to Lowe's. I need to get a really long signal cable for the sub, no matter where I put it. So I'll probably get like a 50-footer. That way, if I end up putting it in the front, there's plenty of slack, and I can reach any back corner if I want to. And I'm not going to return switch. I got to buy a switch. And I need to get some baseboard white paint. I was using the ceiling white paint to do some touch-ups, and it's not the same. It's too bright. You can especially see it down here where I touched up this wood. So I'm just gonna repaint this strip here. And the wife went through and touched up some baseboard, and it looks like crap because it's the wrong color white. I told her, just, if you want to get the paint dabs, just do the paint dabs. And she went crazy. So I got to touch up her touch-ups. Someone asked, why are you doing all the work? And the answer is because I want it done right. I don't need stuff broken. That's just the flat out truth. Oh, and the other thing is I have to go out for a really quick meeting with another, or a new rather, cigar sponsor. And luckily it's literally 5 minutes down the street. It should only take about 20 minutes, so I'll do that when I go to Lowe's and grab another switch. And I just remembered what I was forgetting. I need to also find my nearest bank. Haven't looked that up yet. Need to pull out some cash because tomorrow morning my garbage guy gets his tip, giving him 40 bucks. I think he's well earned it for the, 8 or 9 huge trash loads. Yeah. Well, I've still got an issue with this one here. I'm sure it's just figuring out the wiring. The light goes up like that. It's not coming up. I'll have to read the manual. But that's a minor issue. I put back in the jumper wire for the common, and I didn't touch anything with this one. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Could just mean I need to adjust the trim. I don't know, we'll see. Got a blinking light on this circuit, which means I need to adjust the low end trim. The LED bulb that's in there doesn't like being dimmed down that far, so it won't fire and turn on. These 3 are working fine. Let's see, this one should be the fan. Nope, that was, that killed everything. Wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, got this one wired wrong. That brought all 3 up. That's weird. That turned off the main light. That turned off the blinking can light. So, okay, got to figure that out. Those are all supposed to work independently. I wired it the same way these 3 were wired, but obviously there's something different I have to do with these particular switches. Okay, getting there. All right, I gotta get in the shower and shave and go to that meeting, run to Lowe's, and I will pick this stuff up as soon as I get back, hopefully within an hour. So the meeting went well, picked up a new sponsor. More excited about finding a new place down the street that has a great outdoor seating area, local brewery, and they allow cigar smoking, and it's right on one of the lakes here. Really cool. So I've got another switch and some wire. I'll make my own signal cable and light bulbs. Heading back home. Okay, I fixed this studio fan light. It needed this kind of interrupt switch instead of a dimmer, and it wanted a neutral wire. So this one works just has a wireless toggle switch, no dimmer control on the fan. And that delay is the bulbs or the fan itself. I got different bulbs to switch in. I think it's the bulbs, so that should fix itself. Okay, on to this big 3-bank, and I'll put this dimmer that I took out of here in the garage, so that'll control my new LEDs. All right, quick break for dinner. I can't continue working on that circuit right now because the wife just got home and got done with her work here. She's going to take her shower and bathroom stuff, and they've got half the bathroom in the family room circuit, so I had to repower that so she can do her thing, and I'll figure that out. I think I already figured out what the problem was. I saw a wire loom tucked up underneath, and I think I just had one wire crossed, so shouldn't be that big of a fix. And it's about 7 o'clock and I'm starving anyway. Alexa, turn on the kitchen table lights. It's the last of my Zuppa Toscana. Gotta make another pot. My new gas cap came in. I'll pop that on. Way more supple seal. I mean, day and night. This thing feels like a sponge and springy. Feels like rubber. The other one is done. So I'm very confident that will fix the car light problem. And then I'll just connect up that new Bluetooth scanner and reset the codes. I'm gonna go ahead and make up a 50-foot RCA interconnect cable. This will be for the sub. Plenty of room to go up and over the fireplace or over to the back wall if I need to. Hopefully I don't. Okay, I've got all the living room circuits wired correctly. The flashing light you see is simply an incompatibility between that particular light bulb and the switches. I don't think I swapped out that bulb. I know I got up there and rotated it off the TV, but I think that's the original bulb that came with the house. I know that these can light bulbs work because I did replace all 3 down the hallway, and that entry light is also a single load, and that works fine. So I'll just go buy one more of those lights, and that'll fix that. I've already adjusted the trim all the way up and down on both the high and low limits, and it still does it. So it's simply that bulb does not work with the switch. And that is something you have to consider when you buy LEDs and you've got these kinds of switches. There are certain incompatibilities, and sometimes it's the whole fixture, but usually it's just the bulb itself. But man, those are, I'm gonna turn that off because those are dimming pretty bad when that blinks. Okay, so I had to do some creative wiring in here. I am not sure exactly how they had it. I don't fully understand how they had things wired. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me the way it was. They've got 7 runs in here. This one I didn't touch. That is simply an interrupt. So that is definitely an outlet. I don't know which one. I think I've tested them all. If anything, it's probably one of these side ones, and it's probably like half of one. But anyway, that is simply an interrupt. So that's fine. That eliminates one. That leaves a whole bunch left. And they had some of the commons crossing in and out and into the switches. It just doesn't make any sense. So I just redid it completely as 3 singles, and it works fine. So the neutrals are all bundled up. You know, it's just 3 singles next to each other. So that's how I thought it was, but it wasn't. And I know it wasn't me because I never disturbed some of the original caps that were in here. So what was bundled was what I did the first time, and it just didn't like it. Anyway, I'm not gonna go get a bulb tonight. Tired of running around. On to getting that room done. Actually, first I have to button this up and add all the switches to the smart home system. Give them all names and get them all working, but that's no big deal. Oh, and I gotta pair the 2 remotes to the central switch. Well, this is a crappy end of the night. I get everything done, everything buttoned up, named everything was working fine. I go in the bathroom. I turn on the bathroom fan. Everything shuts off. Back porch, bathroom, living room. dead. I have been diagnosing and trying to figure out what the hell happened for the last 3 hours. Thought it was a breaker. Nope. Breaker tested fine. Swapped out another breaker. I got slightly low voltage coming through to that circuit, like 108, 103 volts. Something's wrong with the wiring, obviously. Narrowed it down to the bank in the living room. I don't know why, but all of a sudden it just started going crazy. And I still can't get anything to come on. It's really kind of worrying me that I might have to hire an electrician, because I'm pretty much running out of ideas. I just ran down here to Lowe's. They freaking closed at 9. Thought they were open till 10. Because I need a sniffer. I can't do this job without a sniffer. It's just not working trying to use a multimeter for this kind of thing. So I'm going to Hail Mary and if Walmart carries them, but I don't think they do. May have to just wait until the morning, which really sucks, because tomorrow I did not plan on doing any kind of electrical work, and that's going to put me behind. By the way, if you can't tell, I am over this home renovation crap. Not my thing. Not enjoyable. I want to enjoy the house and use it and start creating things, not freaking just setting things up. Holy crap, they have one. It's only $6. Back in business. Okay. It's after 11. I am utterly frustrated with this project. However, now with the help of the proper tool, I have a much better handle on exactly what the problem was. I was incorrectly assuming that they wired this house, or this circuit rather, standard. I already knew they didn't wire other parts of it, so my bad for assuming. But you see it's got 2 runs coming through the bottom and 4 going through the top. This was mantle light, fan light, outlet. And I thought one of the bottom ones was the incoming. Nope. Don't know where they go yet. I'm assuming, maybe incorrectly again, one of them is a continuation run to one of the other areas, because this one circuit is the living room, the patio, and maybe the patio outlets. I haven't tested those yet. And the master bath, shower light, bathtub light, vanity lights, all in one circuit. So we got 3 different areas where things are going to. Obviously there's gonna be 1 wire coming in. That's this one here. I just tested all the other boxes. None of them are live. Just this 1 wire right there coming in from the 2nd wire from the top. So that's the home run coming from the panel. I had this completely wired wrong. I don't know how it worked in the first place. And I'm not sure what turning on the fan did. Maybe it overloaded this switch, because they only carry so much. But I think I probably had everything trying to go through a switch instead of being on a common. I don't know. I don't remember how everything was wired. I just undid everything trying to find where the problem was. And it was definitely in here. So this is why. Anyway. What do you think, Chloe? Yeah, moving on. Okay, I still have to tackle the garage. Still have a lot to do. And I still need to get it done, because tomorrow morning is the last garbage pickup that I will have the opportunity to get rid of this stuff with. I've got 2 of these worth and got to fold them in half as it is. So it's going to be a good bit, plus the full bin again of bags and little boxes and stuff like that. So, okay, game plan. The bins are just filled with garage supplies. That's no big deal. Wanna go outside? Let's go on the grass. I will not do the garage door opener. That's a whole day project. That doesn't have to be up for people to be over. It's no big deal. I guess I'm just gonna start shoving stuff out of the way, get the shelves set up, and then build the cabinets, and everything else should fall into place. 1 hour down, making a hole. One cabinet is gonna go there. Measured out the wife's car. She's the only car that's gonna be parking in here. If I put her right on the center line, which gives me enough room for my bikes and working, her nose will come right about where that smudge is. So plenty of room to walk around either side. And the side of her car will come right about here. That won't be here. I'm gonna leave everything from the Verizon black box forward empty along the wall so she can open her door, walk around no problem. This cabinet, it won't block the switch. It should just about come to it. And I believe it comes to about here. So there should be just enough room for her to walk around either side, no problem. Got the shelf set up. I'm gonna build the first cabinet now and then start stocking it. And I'll be able to get rid of these 3 blue bins right away. Most of that is gonna go on that shelf. It's all my liquids and oils and aerosol cans and heavy stuff. So that'll empty real quick out of those 3. And then the rest goes in the cabinet. Basically, I'm replicating the tool room. So that's full of tools, chock full. I've got hundreds of miscellaneous fasteners that I'll have to someday organize. Right now, I'm just throwing them all in bins. Yeah, we'll get there. But right now, cabinet time. Hopefully, it's not super involved. One heavy-duty wood cabinet done. That took an hour and a half. Wasn't terrible, but a whole lot of screws and nails. It'll do for what I want, and it was a decent price. However, I would like it a little more stable and solid. It's got some flex. Now it is empty, but it's got some, sideways movement. It's only screwed together, and it's got a lot of screws, and they're long screws, but that's all there is. It's not like IKEA where they have anchors and everything's really cinched, but it's nice. It'll do for exactly what I want. These are the set shelves. There are 2 other adjustable ones to go in if you care to, and I believe I will use at least a couple of them. I am dripping with sweat. All right, I'm gonna drag the other one, which is still out in the back patio, into here. This is kind of my build area. At least get it unboxed and get it prepped for garbage. I don't know if I'm gonna build the other one tonight or not, but need to get rid of the cardboard. So let's go. That's 2. I need another AC break. All right, it's 2:30. I'm beat. I'm gonna start again when the wife leaves at 6:30. Thanks for helping, Chloe. You're really helpful. I'll see you guys tomorrow. One thing I do want to do before I quit for the night is fill in these holes. Let that set up. Say goodbye, Chloe.